The Warriors, they got Jimmy Butler. He's playing. Draymond Green, he's active. The Lakers, they got Luka Doncic. He's suiting up. LeBron James, he's healthy. Rui, he's healthy. Everybody and their mama are playing in the game tonight. I do not know how much longer we will get this matchup. It is one of the most iconic matchups of the generation. We will look back on the game tonight and games like tonight and say, wow, we got to witness that. Tonight, roughly 7 p.m. Pacific time, Lakers, Warriors, Steph, LeBron, Shady McCoy. When you think about those two individuals, who in the world needs this finals run, a championship run? Who needs it more? Is it LeBron James or is it Steph Curry?
You know, you're talking about two greats here. And two of my favorites. Now, Steph is more my favorite, but LeBron James, come on now.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go LeBron, though.
Okay.
And this is the reason why. First, should I go with Steph first or LeBron? I'll go with Steph, and then I'll tell you why LeBron, he needs to get this finals run more. So when I look at Steph Curry, like his journey, it's been phenomenal. But his journey was like unexpected.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? The brother went to Davidson.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys know where that's at, but North Carolina, is that correct?
That's where he's from, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so Charlotte, right? And I didn't know much about Steph Curry until the tournament. And I seen him beating on Wisconsin, seen him beating on Gonzaga. I'm like, who's this little dude running around shooting these threes? And then that's how kind of some of his fame came in college. Okay, and he gets drafted to the Warriors. And I still didn't really know much about him, right? At the time, they had, a couple good players there, but he wasn't still the main guy there. LeBron James, he's always been the main guy. He's always been one of the favorites. You talk about expectations on players. Coming from high school, he was supposed to be the greatest, or one of the greatest, and he's always been that. And then we have this debate about GOATs. Who is the GOAT?
Who is the GOAT?
Right? Some guys got Kareem, some guys got Kobe, Magic. A lot of guys got LeBron, but more people have Michael Jordan.
Yes, sir.
And if I told you LeBron James, right, so far has 4 championships, right? Got some MVPs, right? Got a lot of first team All NBAs, a million, superstars appearances. But we still have this question, like, is he really the GOAT? Yeah. Okay, cool. So Kareem's record for scoring time has been set for years. LeBron finally broke it, and he's still adding to it, and we still ask, is he the GOAT?
Correct.
Yeah. And the only way we can change that thing, man, is with accolades and championships. And I don't know if he'll catch 6, because 6 is a lot. He has 4 right now. Yeah. But if he gets 5 at 40 years old, at this type of time in his career, we gotta say, he's gotta be the GOAT.
Gotta be in
and
the
I think if he wins this championship this year, I'll think like, wow, LeBron James is the true GOAT. Because playing for 20-something years at a high level and then you get a championship? Yeah. Like, I expect LeBron to play well, but to win another chip, compared to Steph Curry, his journey's been so amazing so far, right? The stuff he's been through. Yeah. But LeBron James, we already expected that. So when you ask me who needs the finals appearance and a win, it's gotta be LeBron James.
I applaud Shady McCoy. I applaud Shady McCoy because you're different than most. Most people wouldn't suggest what Shady just said, which is why I disagree with Shady, but I applaud him simultaneously. Most people wouldn't say if LeBron wins this year, he's the GOAT. Yeah. I've heard far too many people opine that, man, regardless of whatever LeBron James does, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. James Jones amongst others. Regardless of what LeBron does, Jordan will always be the GOAT. Steph Curry, to me, needs a finals run more because Steph Curry can benefit from a finals run more. If Steph Curry gets to 5 chips, one, you could suggest, without simply being an irritant to the old heads, Steph Curry is the greatest point guard ever. Many would suggest right now Magic's the greatest point guard ever. Magic had 5 in 9 years. If Steph Curry can get to 5, you can suggest he's the greatest point guard ever, not because he just has 5, but also because of what he did for the game of basketball, moving back the 3-point line. But here's where it gets really good. If Steph Curry wins another chip this year, you could suggest he's the greatest force multiplier ever. Everybody has their best success playing with Steph Curry. Kevin Durant, he got chips and finals MVPs playing with Steph Curry. Steve Kerr, he's going to walk into the Hall of Fame as a coach playing with Steph Curry. You think about Draymond Green going to walk into the Hall of Fame. Klay Thompson, best success playing with Steph Curry. If Jimmy Butler gets the ever-elusive championship, it would be because he played with Steph Curry, but also Steph Curry then would have more championships than LeBron James on LeBron James's watch. Y'all do that math. If Steph Curry ends up with 5 while LeBron James has 4 and Steph Curry got multiple of those 5 playing against LeBron James, y'all do that math. Steph Curry would also have more championships without KD than he has with KD. Steph Curry, you could suggest or would at least have to entertain the conversation that maybe he was actually the greater player of the generation because he would have more championships, because he would have more without Kevin Durant than he would have with. I'm not saying he is, but if somebody were to try to argue Steph is better than LeBron, you would at least have to listen. You ain't got to agree, but you would at least have to listen because somebody would have an argument. Maybe you don't have to listen. I would listen. I would listen. Because if he's beat LeBron James head-to-head and he has more than LeBron during the LeBron tenure, I'd be like, okay, I hear your argument. Don't agree with your argument. LeBron's still better, but okay, I hear your argument. Steph has a lot more, in my mind, to gain than LeBron.
So real quick, before you go, so you think that if Steph wins a championship, they going to argue that Steph is a better player than LeBron?
1,000%. 5 chips to 4 chips. And what's their finals record? Is Steph 3-1?
LeBron's 4-6, Steph's 4-2 right now.
I see how that plays out.
Number one, LeBron needs it more. And it's really a lot of what both of you guys said. LeBron is in the GOAT conversation. Curry's in the greatest point guard conversation. Yeah. LeBron is in the greatest ever conversation, right? Not just position, the greatest ever conversation. And you mean to tell me if Steph Curry, this dude that looks like a lot of dudes that's at the 24-hour fitness and the LA fitness and all that right now, look like wins 5 chips on your watch, 1 unanimous MVP on your watch, and has more championships than you, how can you put LeBron in the GOAT conversation? How can you say LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, knowing that Steph Curry got more rings on his watch than LeBron James? And not only that, if LeBron James could get 5 championships and he looks like this at 40 years old, nobody thought LeBron James was going back to get a championship with Anthony Davis. There's not a lot of people think he's going back with Luka.
Yeah.
And if he can go get one playing 21 years and he can get 5 championships and accomplish everything that he has accomplished, breaking scoring titles and all the above, it's going to be very hard to continue to keep saying Michael Jordan. It is. The main thing you can keep saying Michael Jordan right now, man, it ain't a lot of people that won on his watch. He got 6 championships. Every time he been to the finals, he an MVP, right? He ain't never lost. He ain't never seen a Game 7. That is what people are saying to put him in the GOAT conversation. But LeBron at 40 years old, to win a championship, breaking all the records that he has broken, you got to, even me, you got to start being like, hold on now.
Yeah.
LeBron James is probably the GOAT. And that is what this means. He cannot retire. And under his watch, Steph Curry got more championships. It cannot happen. But and it cannot happen to sit here and argue and still say he's the GOAT. It can't happen. So if you ask me who needs it more, it's Bron.
That's interesting. Like, we all have similar trains of thought, just arriving at different conclusions, but I feel you can't happen. You can't let Steph win another one.
All those are great points by everyone. I don't think this is an easy question. I think I can see both sides of it, but I'm going to go Steph Curry, mainly because of legacy. It's similar to what you said. I think it would further cement him as one of the greatest players of all time. I think it would put him inside the top 10. Not only the greatest point guard, but I do think if you win 5 championships, it'll put you in an elite category. We already agree you're probably one of the greatest point guards of all time. LeBron is already considered top 2, maybe top 3, mostly top 2, though. I don't know if another championship gets him for sure number 1. It's a conversation for sure. Steph right now is widely considered to be outside the top 10. And I think winning a 5th title would catapult him in that top 10 conversation and further cement his legacy. Look, this is where I came with it, right? Players with 5 titles all time. Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson.
Bona fide players, yeah.
Those are very amazing players, right? Players with 6 titles, Jordan and Kareem. Bill Russell has 11. You're never going to hit that right now.
You're talking superstar players.
Yeah, superstar players.
No, like a lot of them, but I'm saying the superstar
bona fide players.
Yeah, I should have said that. Like superstar bona fide players. If Steph Curry goes 5-2 in finals appearances, 5 out of 7 on LeBron's watch, I think this for sure catapults him into the top 10 where he's not at right now in most people's eyes. See, with LeBron, to me, he's already top 2. And I'm not going to move him to 1 or maybe move him back. It doesn't matter. Like, he's going to finish his career if he retired today as a top 2 player of all time, in my opinion.
That's where I'm at with it, 2-5. Like, the biggest reason I'm saying Steph is, even if LeBron James wins, and James Jones, you wax poetically on that take, even if LeBron James were to win another title, most people aren't catapulting him to one.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Jordan, 6 for 6, no game sevens. Even if LeBron James gets to 6, it would have taken LeBron James 11 or 12 tries to get to 6. Whereas it took Jordan 6 tries to get to 6. What Chase said is where I'm at with a 2-5 is Steph has so much more to gain. Yeah. Steph gets to 5, he's top 10. Unanimously top 10. Yeah. Kick somebody out. Respectfully, if you got to kick Shaq out, you might have to kick Shaq out. If Hakeem is in your top 10, you got to kick Hakeem out, you might have to kick Hakeem out. Kick somebody that's like 8, 9, or 10. If you got to kick him out, kick him out. And Shaq is kind of humbly, I don't know if it's superficially or sarcastically, but he's kind of humbly already suggested that Steph is a GOAT. So if you got to kick Shaq out, you kick Shaq out. But even if LeBron wins another one, I don't know if people are moving him to number 1.
I just think that like it's a more reasonable like conversation with LeBron though, like arguing it. Because people argue it now. Like there's people that argue it. Most people would say Jordan, but a lot of people think LeBron is the GOAT. I mean, he's doing GOAT things.
No doubt.
Right? Like there's never been a player this good for this long.
Correct.
It's never been done before.
Consistency.
And he's still getting better. It's like he's not like drop. He's still. You get what I'm saying? Like we talking about like 40-year-old about to be in the conversation of get another championship. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Steph's my favorite player. So you know, I love the conversation. I already think that Steph Curry is a top 10. I already think Steph Curry is a number 1 point guard of all time. That's what I truly believe. Yeah. You know, in basketball, it's so hard. I always say this, man. Like football is a tougher sport, but I think basketball is harder. What Steph Curry is doing at that size, like with his attributes, it's hard to do that. Like when you look at Steph, he ain't the most explosive. He ain't the fastest. He ain't the quickest. Guys his size, they have elite quickness or elite speed. Mm-hmm. Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving's, them dudes was elite. Isaiah Thomas, the quickness was elite because they're so small. But you look at Steph, he don't have none of that. He don't got super long arms. He don't jump high. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's in a conversation with these dudes. That's right for me. Change the game the way he did and the way he still plays. And another thing I want to talk about, we talk about the Durant stuff and all that, but yo, he carried him after that. People would like forget that 2022. Nobody said they're guaranteed going to lose. They're not going to no more finals.
Correct.
And he carried that group. And he's doing the same thing now. So if Steph Curry wins, I hope he does because I already have him as the number 1 point guard. And for me, he gets into not this top 10. If he wins a championship, he's in like the top 6.
For the sake of time, Jay, I gotta move. We do not know how much longer we're gonna get this matchup. Y'all make sure y'all watch. Here is what we know. Colvin, let me know if you have the full screen to support it or if I should just tell the viewers. When you think about the highest paid non-quarterbacks in football, the majority of the teams that they are on do not make the playoffs. Jamar Chase did not. Myles Garrett with the Browns did not. Max Crosby with the Raiders. Max Crosby did not. Nick Bosa did not. You got CeeDee Lamb, obviously, did not. DK Metcalf last year with the Seahawks did not. Understand, if you have one of the highest paid non-quarterbacks on your roster, incredible for that player. Shout out to them, shout out to their agent, shout out to their family. But I can't say shout out to their team because guaranteeing a player a lot of money that doesn't play quarterback essentially guarantees you won't make the playoffs. Please digest this graphic because there may be no more important graphic to your fan base, to you as a sports fan, than the one I just showed you. So, Shady, knowing that we're about to talk about Micah Parsons becoming the highest paid non-quarterback ever, and being a highest paid non-quarterback, having them almost guarantees your team doesn't even make the playoffs. Does paying Micah get the Cowboys closer or further away from a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I see, like, and then, you know, I don't always look at the stats. You know, I'm not a big stat guy. I don't really care for that and the data. But I just think about this. Michael Parsons off our team, we go farther than the Super Bowl or the playoffs, than Michael Parsons on a team.
It sounds crazy.
Let me say it again real quick.
Sounds wild. I heard it.
So, Michael Parsons, right? Yeah. We're going to go farther with him off the team than with Michael Parsons on the team. Mm-hmm. That don't make sense. And then I look at the guys you already paid. Wait, you paid Dak Prescott $60 million? Wait. CeeDee Lamb, you pay him because he deserves it. But we talking about, we questioning if we should pay Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They go farther with Micah Parsons. He's a generational talent. He's the type of guy you game plan with. Okay, we got this guy. Now we can add some different pieces. Maybe get this draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Because he is that special. I think we got a special player like this. I look at him like the Luka. Like, you don't play around with that. You keep him. You sign him. And you draft around him. So, yes, they go farther with Michael Parsons. There's some guys that's replaceable. He's not.
Yeah. I think it for sure gets him closer. And I don't think, you know, the graphics great and all, but when you look at a talent, we're overthinking some things.
Okay.
The thing we're overthinking is Micah Parsons one of the, if not the best defensive players in all of football? Yes. Will he help us get to a Super Bowl? Absolutely. You can't make a living in the NFL getting rid of good players. Like if you trade them, okay, you have $200 million more to spend. Who are you going to spend it on? Who's worth that? If you look at really the last 10 years of the NFL, other than quarterback, edge rusher is the most premium position, and it's not even close. Like I remember when I was playing for the Saints, Sean Payton, and I was playing for the Chargers. We actually played against Micah his rookie year. But when I was with the Saints, we had a protection, okay, when we were playing the Cleveland Browns called 22 paint miles.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? What do you mean? 22 paint miles? 22 paint's just a protection. Shady, you know it, right? It's a 5-man protection with the running back in, so it's 6 total. Miles, what's miles mean? Okay, as Myles Garrett lines up on the right, the tight end's on the left. Yeah. Tight end's gonna motion over on his own. He's gonna block Myles Garrett.
Help out.
If Myles Garrett is in the A gap, the tight end goes from the right. He stands right in the A gap. We've done that with 22 paint Aaron Donald. These are the type of guys you're talking about that teams game plan for. Like I can say maybe 2 guys I've ever been around or faced that we've had that 22 paint Myles Garrett protection. It was Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons is a guy you do that with. You spend extra time in the quarterback meeting room figuring out a way to stop an edge rusher because in one play, he can ruin the game.
That's good.
And so us as quarterbacks, we spend more time on an easy protection. Okay, where's Myles Garrett?
Yeah,
I'm looking.
worried about it,
Where is it? You're worried about him. You can't get rid of a player like that. So, yeah, Dallas has other holes. Yes, they need a number 2 receiver. Yes, they need another D lineman. Yes, they probably need another corner. But you cannot get rid of Myles Garrett, who is a premier pass rusher in this league, and expect you're going to go further away from the Super Bowl.
That's well said, because we had some protections like that, too. We called it Pep Jack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is Pep Jack? They're
Exactly.
like, wherever Julius Peppers is.
Exactly.
That's where 3 people need to be because he will wreck this game. True facts. Yes, you're talking about Micah Parsons, one of the best defensive players in the game. Does he get him closer? Absolutely. You know, Coach Mike McCarthy always told me that coaches and GM make the game hard. The game is easy.
So true.
Don't overthink this. You got one of the best players in the world. I don't know how many players it is in the National Football League, 53 of them on each roster going out there every Sunday. Micah Parsons, you probably wouldn't trade him for too many of them 53 on them other teams. Do not be stupid. Do not make a mistake. Pay Micah Parsons. He gets you closer to the Super Bowl. He is your quarterback on the defense. He wrecks games. He helps everybody else on the defense because he demands a lot of attention. Do not overthink this. Make the game easy. Make paying Micah Parsons easy. Make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the National Football League yesterday because he has earned it. You got 4 seasons. You got 2 All-Pros. You got 4 Pro Bowls. You got double-digit sacks last year, and he missed a bunch of games.
Yeah, he did.
Micah Parsons is a game wrecker. Micah Parsons, you got to slide all the protections to. Get him signed. He gets you closer to the Super Bowl. Build around him on your defense for the next 6-7 years.
22 paint Micah Parsons.
You see how easy that is, though?
Yes.
Like, when we talk about paying a player a certain amount of money, you see how everybody agrees? So when I was saying about Brock Purdy, I was tripping. You see how easy that was? We all agree. He deserves what he should get.
Yeah.
If you got to think, I'm gonna say a lesson for the viewers out there. When you got to overthink if I should pay a player, right? You probably shouldn't pay him that much. Because everybody in the locker room gonna feel how you feel. Like, should we? Micah Parsons, you come in the Cowboy locker room, we already know he should be one of the highest paid dudes.
Hey,
and if you don't feel like that, you probably shouldn't pay a guy.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.